Hello everyone, my name is Nux, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a topic I like to talk about school. I've been going to school for about a few years. After high school, I went to college to get a degree in music, but it seemed like it didn't really work out in the beginning, so I kind of switched over. And now, the reason why I'm talking about this because I can guarantee I am not the only one that is like struggling with school. Like, I've always had issues with school, and like I've always had issues with like talking to people and just like being very social. But one thing that school really did teach me was that I just don't like it. I don't think ever in my life I actually really liked school. I come to realize that I never liked it. I remember as a kid, I think I was in kindergarten, and then I came back to see my mom. My mom was like, "How do you like it?" And I was like, "Oh, it was okay, I guess. I don't really want to go again." It's like, "Well, it sucks to be you because you're gonna be going there for quite a few years." I'm like, "What?" I remember just be so fucking surprised about it. And there was really nothing I could do. I mean, I can't just not go to school, so I ended up sucking it up and going through it. You know, throughout it, I just never understand majority of the stuff. I remember doing assignments, and I remember just like we had like a test I think in kindergarten about like the alphabet. And I got so mixed up which letter an I was and which letter an O was. I always mixed those up for some fucking reason. And I guess because I just never understood anything like that. Even when they told me the answers, I still didn't get it. I was like, what? I don't understand. And it was just freaking funny to me how I always noticed that other kids didn't seem to have as much of a problem. And if they did, they handled it pretty well. For my case, I literally just did not understand anything. To the point where they actually put me as having a speech problem and just a learning disability because I'm also like epileptic, and that perhaps caused my issues. Going back to it, yeah, school has never been great. School has always been sucky. Even in high school, it wasn't really that good. I've dated a few people and it was okay, but it just sucked ass majority of the time. It wasn't really fun at all. And school itself, it's not even just the homework necessary that pisses me off, but it's like the teaching. Like the specific professors, teachers, like a lot of the time they're just rude when I meet them, or they're just very, very disrespectful to me. I had this one teacher, I'm not gonna diss his name just yet, but the guy was a straight up just predator. He didn't just give off predator vibe. I feel like predator vibes. He also just seemed like a total predator itself. And even when I tell people about that, no one really care enough. They were like, "Oh no, he's just being flirty with the girls." I'm like, dude, this guy's like 45, flirting with 14 and 16 year is weird. You know, and of course, you know, didn't matter what any guy would say because in high school it didn't really matter. Unfortunately, that it's gotten so bad to the point where people will get away with shit just because they're quote unquote have money, or where I live, if you're a good-looking Asian man, you'll get away with it for some odd fucking reason. But if you're any other minority or even a freaking white guy like me, you're in a pickle pretty much. So you're kind of fucked. And one of the few things I hate about school, and not even just like academically, but just people itself. School really did taught me to not like people. That's what I've learned. Like, I don't really like talking to a lot of people. Majority of the time, I'm usually home, chilling, playing video games. But of course, stay home, I always gotta make sure I get myself out of the house. Another thing I learned about school is majority of the work you do, like homework and essays and exams or group projects, which usually suck if you don't have a good group, you realistically, it just sucks. All of it sucks. You're not gonna use majority of the homework. You're not gonna use anything really, for the most part. To the point where, of course, like in high school, you do need to do math, science, biology, English, history. You kind of need to do those stuff, and of course, there's like AP classes to help you, like, I guess, catch up. And that I understand. You know, to want to catch up, but I always hear kids because especially people there, that they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking AP economics or AP math," and it's like, god damn. Like, there's differences. There's an honors class and then there's AP, which I believe AP is like, I don't know what it stands for. If I'm able to edit it, I'm able to put it down. But if not, I'm sorry, I don't know. A lot of time it just a lot of it just doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, I don't understand a lot of things. I really don't. I'm always learning. I'm always doing stuff. But this is just my opinion of what I think school is about. Because school, to me, depending on the situation, it's not that useful. It feels like, of course, you know, you do need your high school diploma. That's just a given. It's not really unfortunate, but you do need to be able to, you know stuff. But it's more just knowing what is important. But then again, I could be totally freaking wrong. Like, this is just me. I don't know a lot of things. And as I continue on in school, the more and more I resent it, and the more, like, do it anymore. Because it's just so annoying. You know? It's just always having to go to school and just do what I have to do. And of course, I guess you could argue that, well, no, it's, you know, you're able to go to school. There's some people who can't go to school. That is very freaking true. You're absolutely right. I'm very fortunate to be able to go to school and be able to, like, you know, have the money for that. Which, by the way, it's not my money. It's my dad's money. He's sweet enough to pay for it. Like, you know, he's kind enough to do it. He doesn't have to do it, but he's willing to do it because he wants me to have a better future, which I respect. But of course, that doesn't just because I have that doesn't mean I don't have struggles as well. You know. Like, I still don't like school that much. I still wish I could just kind of do nothing and play games all the time and just record videos and just, you know, do stuff that I want to do, much rather do stuff I don't want to do. Because now, I don't go to school because I want to. I go to school just to fucking get it over with. Because I am surrounded by people that always tell me to get a degree in something. Always, always, always. They always mention it to me. Like, get a degree, Nux. Get a degree. You need a degree. Because in this life, you can't go else without it. Which, of course, it's incredibly debatable because which degree is best? Like, I could go on and on about which degree is best because at first, I was a music major. After I realized that wasn't for me, I switched to business major. And even before that, I was looking around at doing different stuff. I thought about being like an engineer. I thought about doing like an art director. I thought about doing like plumbing, like getting a trade. I thought about doing different stuff, and all that stuff didn't really make any sense to me until I ended up finding out about business. And of course, since I'm in college, the main thing I'm thinking about is not really like what's good for me or like what makes me happier, because what makes me happier won't make me money, like at least that much money. And right now in my life, my main goal is to get something for myself, especially like a degree that could guarantee me a good amount of money, you know, between like 75,000 to 1,500, you know. And business seems to do that, but then again, I choose business administration, but I'm realistically looking at finance, because when I didn't pick business because I wanted to. It was more of like a family friend told me to do that because it says there's a lot of money in it. But then again, if you were to ask me, hey Nux, what kind of work you could do as a business administrator, I wouldn't know anything. I really just don't know, because I never done the research, and even I still don't get it. It's just this process in my head, and I guess that's just something I deal with. It just doesn't make any sense on why it's like that, but it just doesn't make any sense. And I've been looking into majoring in finance investments because I like the idea of finance. Doesn't mean I'm like, it's my passion. No, dude, it's more of just it could get me money, you know. And I did some research, and apparently, according to Google, it states that the top highest paid degrees are finance and engineering, and the lowest paying degrees are liberal arts and performance arts. Which, I mean, makes sense. I literally was a performance arts in the first year and a half of college. Now it's my third year, and I've actually yet to start taking business classes still. And that's if I want to do business itself. I'm more or less thinking about finance. But then again, I'm going to repeat this to myself. I just don't know. Like, I'm at this stage of a point in my life where I really, really don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. If you're in this position as me, and you're watching this, dude, I understand how it is. You know, if your parents tell you, oh, you should do this and do that. Like, I have considered multiple things. I've considered doing tech work. I've considered business, of course. I've also considered plumbing. I've considered being a roofer. I've considered many things. But I just don't know. There isn't something that I'm really connected with because, to be honest, I've yet to actually work a real job. Like, right now, I'm trying to get a job and become a caregiver. I just don't know, to be honest. Because I guess I'm trying to consider my happiness, but at this point, it doesn't seem much makes me happy, I guess. Like, with, like, doing stuff, like, between the ages of 18 to 21, all I done was perform. That's being performing arts and, like, just trying to perform, go like, as far as I can. As far as, like, I did mariachi work for a while, and that got me to travel half of California, which is a few weeks, and it was really cool. I traveled all the way up to Fresno and all Coachella, Indio, something like that. And you know what? I won't lie. I like the idea of traveling and performing and getting paid for it. That's cool. But I won't lie. It burns me out because you can only do that for so much until you get burned out. And it isn't really sustainable since the pay isn't even that good. Like, I mean, of course you're going to get paid. But if my idea right now is, like, money, then I need to really consider money. I can't consider anything else. As unhappy I would be, you know, that's what it would be. I know this video probably sucks because all I'm literally talking about is my issues, and that's pretty much it. But I don't know if I mentioned, this is just more of a rant video that I'm making because honestly, I just don't know what to do. Even with, like, help, I'm kind of, like, stuck in this, like, confused state on what I want to do because I just really don't know. Like, realistically, I don't want to do nothing. I would like to just play video games all day or just, I don't know, go do some side work, and, you know, I would like to own buildings so I could be able to keep myself busy, but, well, that always costs money, of course. And I'm not really understanding how real estate works. So, yeah, but that's just kind of my opinion. And my situation right now, like I said, it's just more of a rant. It's not really something crazy. I guess you guys are seeing my struggles right now, and that's, like, the first video I'm uploading. I'm really sorry. This video is very boring. It's more just, like I said again, a rant video. I really don't know what to say. I've been postponing making videos for a while because I've always been, like, scared of doing the actual process. And I think part of that is just the amount of anxiety I have as in general. But that's okay, because at some point I gotta just suck it up and just do what I gotta do, because you can't live with the fear. You just gotta live against the fear and, you know, live your life again. And that's a video of another time about talking about anxiety that I would love to talk about. Look at me get these guys. If you guys wonder what game this is, it's called Mountain Blade. I've been playing this game since 2017. Yeah, when I got my first Steam account. That's pretty much it, y'all. I hope you guys loved the video. You don't have to like or comment or subscribe. That doesn't really matter to me. I'm more or less making just content for you guys for free. I'm not gonna be one of those YouTubers that, like, just tells you to like or subscribe. That's up to you, completely up to you. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. I hate when like people say that. Like and subscribe or comment, like, down the video how you feel. It's, dude, like, majority of the time I don't even like or subscribe. I kind of just watch your video and that's pretty much it. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm planning on making another video soon, just like talk about stuff that's really just on my mind. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.